8 days ago in Montreal's Olympic Stadium, the BC Lions were trailing the Concords by a couple of touchdowns in the third quarter. But thanks to running like this from quarterback Roy DeWalt, which he doesn't do often, the offense that hadn't scored a touchdown in 10 quarters was about to come alive. It gained momentum when DeWalt got time to pass. And when he does that, stopping the small but speedy wide receiver Jim Sandusky can be very difficult indeed. Containing Murph Fernandez can be downright impossible when the Lions are rolling. And roll they did on this night. 31-20 over the Eastern leaders, the Montreal Concords. Tonight in BC Place Stadium, the Lions will be gunning for their 10th win of the season and sole possession of first in the West with a win over the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Hi, everyone. It's good to have you with us. The Lions are 9-1 against the Saskatchewan Roughriders 4-7. But before you write off the Riders, keep one thing in mind. Only 3 teams in regular season have beaten the Lions here at BC Place Stadium. And Saskatchewan were one of those teams last season. The BC Lions aren't going with a pat hand in this one. They have made a key change on defense. Kevin Konar will replace Ty Cruz as the starting middle linebacker, and Bernie Gleer will take Konar's position as the rover. And Ronnie, the Saskatchewan Roughriders and Jack Goda have also made some changes.
Yeah, and talking to Jack Goda today, I get the distinct impression that if they don't play better tonight, there's going to be a whole lot of changes made for next week. But anyhow, on the defensive line, Steve Wilburn, the defensive end they obtained from Calgary, moves into Rick Moore's position. They're looking for him to get to DeWalt a little bit. Scott Reddle gets the opportunity to play the nose. And in the secondary, Jitter Fields goes on the roster instead of Andre Francis. Eddie Ray Walker back to the corner. Offensively, only one change. Tracy Henderson, a guy they're really high on and thinks has all the ability in the world, and they're looking for a big game for him tonight, is on at the flanker position in Stephen Jones's position.
We're looking for a good one. The Lions against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. We're moments away from the opening kickoff here at BC Place Stadium. But right now, let's go to Brian Williams and CFL 85 Control. Brian?
Thank you, Steve. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to CFL 85 Control here in Toronto. Saskatchewan and the BC Lions tonight. We take a look at the standings, beginning with that Western Conference. The BC Lions still in a first-place tie as Winnipeg and the Shocker losing here in Toronto last night. Edmonton has the weekend off. We see the East. Toronto is now tied with that win with Hamilton and Ottawa. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 Eastern, Leo Cahill and Don Whitman will have Ottawa and Montreal. It has been a very busy day in Major League Baseball. Let's have a look at the division races, beginning with the American League. Toronto winning in Milwaukee. The Yankees beat Baltimore. Toronto's magic number is 4. Kansas City and California losing, still tied for first place. In the National League, the New York Mets have defeated Pittsburgh. St. Louis lost to Montreal. They won the second game, so the Cardinals' lead is 4 games. Dodgers won, as did Cincinnati, so the Dodgers still lead the Cincinnati Reds by 5.5 games in the National League Western Division. Coming up at halftime, I'll have highlights from last night. George McLean will have national news. Up next, the opening kickoff as CFL 85 continues.
Tonight's game, Lions against the Roughriders. Ken Lazaruk, a native of Winnipeg, will be the referee for tonight, and the rest of Ken's officiating team. Don Matthews prowling the sidelines for the BC Lions, a very successful head coach of the BC Lions, currently sporting a 9-1 record. And on the opposite side of the field, Jack Goda. Is he under some pressure or what, Ronnie?
Oh, I think you're always under pressure as a coach, and especially when things aren't going well. But I'll tell you, I talked to him again this morning for another 3 hours at the coffee table, and I get an impression. Every time you talk to Jack, you feel they're going to win the football game, and you come away with that impression every time you get with them.
Louis Pasaglia will kick off for the BC Lions, and deep to receive for the Saskatchewan Roughriders will be Jitter Fields and Denny Ferdinand, number 30. The game is underway. The BC Lions against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Fields takes it at his own 8-yard line. Good move by Fields to cut it inside. He's got 2 men to beat. Fields at the 50 and finally runs out of bounds at the 45-yard line. A good return by Jitter Fields, chased out of bounds by Mel Bird. A 58-yard return by Jitter Fields, and great field position for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Well, this is the new defensive back we talked about, Jitter Fields. They obtained him from the New Orleans Saints. He's from the University of Texas. He was with the Saints last year doing just what he's doing here as a special teams man on kickoffs and punts. And he showed you right now that he can get you instant field position.
Jitter Fields returning the opening kickoff, 58 yards, 1st and 10 for the Riders. The ball on the BC Lions 44-yard line. Denny Ferdinand has the ball, first possession for the Rough Riders. Mel Bird over to make the stop.
Jitterfield, not real tall. I was really surprised that he's only about 5'9", but he's got the great speed, and Coach Coda said that's what they wanted. Well, they got David Conrad, the rookie from Acadia, starting, but right now Denny Ferdinand, as we saw in that first play, he's in the ball game. Tracy Henderson, a legitimate All-American from Iowa State, rookie, came from the New York Giants. Everybody knows those other guys. And up front, those guys have been together. Jack feels this offense is as good as it should be, and he's looking for big things from them.
Greg Ellis moving up into the slot. Denny Ferdinand gets the call, slashes off right tackle, down just outside the 30-yard line. Mike Gray there to make the stop for the BC Lions.
Well, this is a great defense. This team on the front, 50 quarterback sacks the BC Lions have. League leader is Gray with 11. And, you know, Parker's always close around. You mentioned Kevin Konar gets the opportunity to start, 6-year veteran from UBC Thunderbirds. And in the secondary, 22 interceptions, Clash with 7, and Bird with 6.
1st and 10, Saskatchewan, ball at the 33-yard line. That time, Joe Pau had it deflected by Kevin Konar, and that's one of the reasons why Konar is in at that position, because he plays the pass a little bit better than Ty Cruz.
Yeah, I think we should explain. I don't think they're disappointed at all in the play of Tyrone Cruz. It's just that they don't anticipate Saskatchewan running the football much, and Konar, as you say, covers that pass a lot better. Jack Goder would hope he wouldn't have got the hand in front of that because Elarms was open.
2nd and 10 now for the Riders. The ball on the BC Lions 33-yard line. Joe Pau, the quarterback, in shotgun. Pau wanted to run it himself, and James Quick Parker was there to make the stop for the Lions.
Good job downfield by the Lions secondary. The new guy, Tracy Henderson, new receiver, finally came open, but by then it was too late. Parker was on him. You're going to see he's got enough time to throw. He steps up. Now he decides he's got to pull it down, and just about that time, Henderson broke open downfield, but too late.
So that brings on the field goal kicker for the Rough Riders, Mr. Ridgway, and they'll spot this one at the 42-yard line. Kick is up, and it's good. So the Saskatchewan Rough Riders strike first here at BC Place Stadium. They take a 3-0 lead over the BC Lions with 12:34 remaining to play in the opening quarter. Goal from that man, Dave Ridgway, has put the Saskatchewan Rough Riders out in front of the BC Lions, 3-0. Well, he's still got 12 minutes and 34 seconds remaining to play in the opening quarter. Ridgway angles this one over the left side. Jenkins has it, and Jenkins picks his way out to the 43-yard line, where the BC Lions will have fairly good field position to work with.
Well, the BC Lions, Roy DeWalt with 16 touchdown passes, tied with Matt Dunnigan, and only 7 interceptions, and that's good on the plus side. Receivers, Joey Little, a rookie from Fresno State, 6'3", inside in Ron Robinson's position. And up front, these guys have got to come up big. They've got to keep the heat off of Roy DeWalt. I'll let him throw to those receivers.
Well, there was a flag on the kickoff following the three-pointer from Ridgway. They're marching it back, so the Saskatchewan Rough Riders will get to do it all over again.
Offside, Saskatchewan, 66. He kicked.
Mike Anderson offside on the play, so Ridgway will kick off again from the 30-yard line. Saskatchewan with 4 victories on the season. They had wins over Ottawa, Calgary, Hamilton, Edmonton. Their last win coming on August the 23rd, that big one over Edmonton, 42-34. Since then, they've lost to Winnipeg, Montreal, Edmonton, and Winnipeg, 49-3. That disaster last week. Jenkins again, and this time gets to the 45-yard line. Jackson there to meet him. So once again, the BC Lions will have good field position from which to scrimmage. 1st and 10 at the 45.
Well, we said Steve Wilburn in at the defensive end. Scott Reddle, 3rd year from the University of Saskatchewan, has never started a football game. Well, he's getting a chance tonight. Linebacker, 7 sacks. Eddie Lowe has been their leader. Billy Jackson with 3 sacks, same as Lowe. Eddie Lowe's the best tackler on that football team. Jitter Fields at that secondary in that halfback, and Eddie Ray Walker out to the corner, so they're all set.
Good fake by Roy DeWalt. Wants to put it up, looking for Sandusky, and it's tipped away at the last moment. A great defensive effort. Fran McDermott getting a hand on it to knock that away from Jim Sandusky.
Well, Roy faked the draw to buy himself some time, which he got, but Fran McDermott wasn't fooled, and he was right with Sandusky step for step, and he made the big play.
Second and 10, Lions from their own 45-yard line. They trail 3-0 early in the first quarter. DeWalt complete to Murph Fernandez, and Fernandez very close to the first down, depending on where they mark it. Terry Irvin over to make the stop on Fernandez.
Well, you always worry about Murph Fernandez. You have to know where he is on that football field, and they made the first down. He went down, just curled to the inside, and DeWalt's got the strong arm anyway, and he just gets it into that hole, and Fernandez got good hands. Fun to watch him.
Murph Fernandez always seems to know where he is on the field, and that time just picking up the first down for the Lions. Jenkins off the right side, getting into Saskatchewan territory. Stopped at the 53-yard line. Bernard King over to make the tackle.
Bernard King playing his 3rd game. Jack Goda's high on him. He thinks he's got a lot of future left, and he's happy to have him. So he thinks he can play.
2nd and 6 for the Lions. DeWalt wanted to run that one himself, tripped up by James Capers, but there's a flag down on the play. Offside the call against Saskatchewan. Let's get it official.
Offside, Saskatchewan, 78. 2nd down repeated.
Well, James Capers a little bit over anxious.
I imagine there's a lot of anxious ball players on that Rough Rider team right about now.
Yeah, it had to be a very, very tough week of practice for him after that game with Winnipeg last week, but this is when you test them if they'll bounce back.
2nd and 1 for the Lions. The give to Jenkins. Jenkins running on outside, has the first down, and then some. Gets down to the 35-yard line where he runs into Eddie Lowe.
Just a good job of running. He started up inside and then bounces to the outside. Takes a step up, tries to draw those linebackers in, which he did, and you saw him outrun Eddie Lowe to the corner. He gets turned upfield. He's tough to stop. Doesn't need much of a hole either.
A gain of 11 yards for Keevan Jenkins. Good for the first down. Just shy of the 35-yard line. One of the Saskatchewan Roughriders shaken up on the play. Jack Goda would like to repeat history that was made here earlier this season when the Calgary Stampeders came in with an 0-5 record. Met the BC Lions with a 5-0 record. And it was the Calgary Stampeders who handed the BC Lions their only loss to date.
I tell you, that was a great football game to watch. And that particular game wasn't a game where somebody lost it. The Stampeders had to win it because the Lions made a great run at them.
James Capers shaken up on the play, coming off under his own steam. He's had a good season so far for the Saskatchewan Roughriders on defense.
Bad thing about an injury to him is they have to put Ken Moore in, go to 4-down linemen, and change their defensive alignment.
1st and 10, Lions from the Riders 35. DeWalt to pass. Over the middle to a wide open Jenkins, and he takes it down inside the 20. Eddie Lowe again in to make the tackle for the Riders.
That's what you call taking what they'll give you. And DeWalt was very patient, just took the open man, still makes the first down. Look at him. He gets back, makes the read, sees what he wants. I don't like it down there. I'll just dump it off. Anytime you can get the ball into a back like Jenkins' hand, anything can happen. So another first down, and they're getting close.
That was a gain of 16 yards for Jenkins down the Lions. First and 10 from the Riders, 19. DeWalt going long to a right open Pankratz. Touchdown!
You can't fault the Saskatchewan defense on that because DeWalt just went back the way a quarterback should. He went back, planted that foot, had enough time, all he wanted, on motion, nice and fluid, just let it go. Pankratz outran Fran McDermott. Now watch DeWalt. He goes back, makes the read right now, plants that foot, makes the throw. It's impossible to sack him, and you see Pankratz behind McDermott. Pretty easy.
And the usual Lou as Casaglia connects on the convert to put the BC Lions in front of the Saskatchewan Roughriders 7-3 with 9:07 to play in the opening quarter.
Disrupt the quarterback's motion, but as you see, he gets back, he plants, and all in one motion just lets it go. Pankratz just too far behind him. Very easy. DeWalt will take that all night.
When the BC Lions offense is rolling, they can strike very, very quickly and often. Jitter Field to return the opening kickoff, 58 yards this time, not so lucky. Gets out just shy of the 25-yard line. Bruce Barnett over to make the tackle for the BC Lions.
Bruce Barnett doesn't get the opportunity to play that much. He's in his rookie year from UBC, and I know Don Matthews thinks he's an awful good football player, and they're hoping down the road. Mark DeBrewery, I think, was injured on the play. Take a look at it. Here he comes down the field. Pretty good block. That's the way to put him down. That's what you're supposed to do when you're blocking.
When you're coming downfield with that kind of speed on the specialty teams, those kind of injuries happen more often than not.
Like I said, the Brewers is Mark Napier-Kowski, but yeah, when you're coming down, you've got to get that head of steam up because you have got to stay in that lane and get down that field in a hurry. It's just one of those things. You're going to have a collision, and when you get in a collision, anything can happen. Don Matthews would be very concerned.
He got the school right. He's also from UBC, one of the many fine products turned out by head coach Frank Smith. He's done a great job for the UBC Thunderbirds. The World Canoeing Championships next weekend on Sports Weekend. Also the Niagara Stakes from Woodbine in Toronto. Sports Weekend, October the 5th. Mark Napier-Kowski being aided off the field by the fine BC Lions training staff. Also in attendance tonight, along with the Sunshine Girls, the BC Lions cheerleaders are the cheerleaders from Regina, the Dream Team. And if you believe in superstitions or lightning striking twice, when Calgary came to town and beat the BC Lions this season, they brought their cheerleaders. There's something to that.
Yeah, if Saskatchewan wins tonight, every team will bring it.
First and 10 Riders, ball on their own 25. They trail 7-3. Denny Ferdinand gets the call and responds well, gets the first down with about 1.5 yards to spare. Darnell Clash over to make the tackle.
Well, Jack Goda can't say enough nice things about Denny Ferdinand, and as you see right there, he ran against a defense that's only allowing about 3 yards against the rush, and he picks up 10. That's a good job by that offensive line, and Denny Ferdinand was very determined.
A gain of 12 yards on the play for Ferdinand. Makes it first and 10 for Saskatchewan. Good fake by Pau. Wants to go long and into the BC Lions bench over the head of the intended receiver. Michael Alarms over there.
Little bootleg action with Pau coming back, and it's an awful good thing he threw it high because the BC Lions had dropped to a zone, and Mel Bird was sitting right underneath Michael Alarms, and Clash had him deep. He really didn't have anywhere to throw that, and very wisely throw it to the coach over there. Let him have it.
Joe Pau bought himself an extra second with that good fake.
Good fake. You need that. When you're playing against a team like the Lions, you need every second.
Second and 10 now for the Riders. Foul, screen over the middle, incomplete. And a flag down on the play.
You see Hepler talking to Pow. He knocked Joe down just as he threw that. They tried to set up that screen.
Former teammate of Joe here with the BC Lions a few years back.
To BC. First down, Saskatchewan.
Andre Jones, the guilty party for the BC Lions. That gives the Saskatchewan Roughriders a first down. Tony Dennis, number 88, into the ball game for the Riders. He's wearing number 88 and splits wide to the right. Ferdinand, but he doesn't get to the line of scrimmage. Great reaction there by Nick Hebler.
You called that right. He came around that offensive line and got Ferdinand before he ever had a chance. See the ball handed off, but 99 is on top of him, and he actually loses 2 yards. It's about as fast as you can get to a ball carrier.
A man who loves to play this game, Nick Hebler. Velocity, 2nd and 12. Very good take by Pow. Intending that for Christian France. He got a hand on it, but he couldn't pull it down. But there is a flag on the play. Mel Bird was covering Christian France that time.
I believe we're going to see a roughing the passer call against the Lions. I'm anxious to see who it's called on. I thought it would be Rick Klassen.
Well, we'll see if you're right. Being marked off, it gets the ball into the BC Lions territory.
Roughing the passer, number 90, British Columbia. First down.
You're absolutely correct, sir.
Well, he was in the grasp of one of the Lions, and then as he threw the ball, and then Klassen came in and finished him off, and that's what the referee saw.
1st and 10, Riders from the BC Lions 49. Pow, passing complete this time. Michael Alarms gets down inside the 45-yard line. Darnell Clash comes over to make the tackle.
That's a good job by Saskatchewan right now. The big thing you don't want to do against a team like the Lions is get into those 2nd and longs, because that's when that defense wind up and come. This way you get 5 yards. Keep the pressure on the defense.
A gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 from the BC Lions 44-yard line. BC in front of Saskatchewan 7-3. We've got 6:06 remaining to play in the opening quarter. Foul, complete to Craig Ellis. Ellis gets down just outside the 30-yard line. Keith Gooch pushing him out of bounds.
Very interesting pattern that the Saskatchewan Roughriders throw at him. And you're going to see the man that really is an open receiver I felt was Ray Elgard. Elgard will come in motion, and he'll curl right here, and then right out in the flat comes Ellis. But watch how open he is. But they hit the pattern. Who cares as long as you gain yardage? Look at Elgard right in the middle. Here comes Ellis. He makes the catch, and away they go. First down at the 30. Good job.
And with his good speed, Ellis picks up 13 yards on the play. 1st and 10 Riders. The ball on the 31-yard line of the Lions. Pow, passing complete. Again, it's Ellis. Only this time, he can't pick up too many yards after he made the reception. Kevin Konar coming over from his middle linebacker position to make the tackle.
Craig Ellis. It's funny, talking to him before the game. We had an announcement a couple weeks ago about his flag football team. He wanted to be sure to say he's really proud of his team. They won the division championship, his flag football team. And as we see here, why he has so many catches. He's caught enough passes this year. He's the leading receiver in the league with all the receptions. I think it's 74 catches.
Well, the BC Lions weren't going after his flag that time, I'll tell you.
No, they're not going to play flag.
For the Riders to get to Denny Ferdinand. And Ferdinand pops it up. The Lions recover. Darnell Clash. He could go. No, a great saving tackle prevents a sure touchdown. Michael Alarm.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a great defensive play, number 1 by Glenn Jackson, but boy, I thought Clash was gone.
4:51 to play. The Lions in front, 73. We'll be right back. Well,
you see Glenn Jackson's for 10 years. From Simon Fraser, he's been hitting ball carriers like that. And when Clash picked that ball up, I thought he was gone. But watch number 80, Elon, just flat out run him down. That's a good effort. Saves the touchdown.
Superb effort on the part of Michael Elarms. A 60-yard fumble recovery return for Darnell Clash. The BC Lions 1st and 10 from the Riders 24. They're knocking at the door. DeWalt lots of time, intending for Jim Sandusky, incomplete. Sandusky covered by 2 Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Well, they just dropped Billy Jackson right back out underneath of Sandusky that time. Roy looks to his right. Now he turns, checks backside, and lets it go. But watch 45. Got pretty good coverage.
He was throwing to a spot that time. Sandusky hadn't even made the cut when DeWalt unloaded with the pass. 2nd and 10 Lions from the Riders 24. DeWalt, this time complete to Pankratz. Eddie Ray Walker over to make the stop for the Riders. Pankratz short of the 1st down. But I believe they're going to call for a marker. Depends where they place it.
Well, it's close enough to measure. There's no doubt about that. You see Don Matthews is going to tell them they're going to go after this anyway, I believe, if they're short. But it's worth the measure here.
As I suspected, just short, about the length of the football, separating the BC Lions from a 1st down. They lead 7-3, 4:10 remaining to play in the opening quarter here at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. You've just joined us. I'm Steve Armitage along with Ron Lancaster. Brian Williams is at CFL 85 control. What's the betting here? DeWalt goes with the quarterback sneak.
Makes the most sense.
Well, we guessed that one right.
Well, we get those hard ones, huh?
That was a toughie, folks. You only needed the length of the football to pick up the 1st down.
You see all those linemen kind of leaning in toward the center and coming off with unit. Quarterback just calls that a wedge. Everybody just form that wedge. You get in behind it and fall forward. That is not a wedge.
No, that certainly is not. She's enjoying herself. The BC Lions have a 1st and 10 situation. The ball on the Riders' 13-yard line. Roy DeWalt gets an opening up the middle and then goes down at the 10-yard line, so he picks up 3 on the play. Bernard King in to make the tackle for the Riders.
Well, you know, this is something I think they've been wanting Roy DeWalt to do for a long time. Take off when the opportunity presents itself. And, you know, that's 2 times tonight that he has actually looked to go with that football, and that's going to make him a better football team because they love to throw the ball, and if he's going to sit in that pocket, he's going to have to get himself out of trouble every now and then.
2nd and 7 on the Riders' 10. Swing pass to Jenkins. Jenkins turns the corner, but he runs out of running room and goes out of bounds just as he crosses the 10-yard line. Terry Irvin was over there to force him out of bounds. And that brings on Louis Pasaglia. Pasaglia has attempted 32 field goals this year, good on 21. His longest is 54, so he's well within his range. Comes into this game with 111 points.
Glenn Jackson, both 10-year veterans. Simon Fraser, he's been teammates a long time.
And that was a little chip shot for Louis Pasaglia. And he puts the BC Lions in front of the Saskatchewan Roughriders 10-3. We've got 2 minutes and 33 seconds remaining for Jack Goda and the Saskatchewan Roughriders remaining in the opening quarter here at BC Place Stadium. And this has been one of the problems for the Saskatchewan Roughriders in their 4-game losing streak. They have given up a lot of points. 127 points have been scored on the Riders, and they've scored only 40 themselves, and they're getting off to a bad start against the BC Lions.
Boy, you never want to get off to a bad start against these guys, but they are. You know, that, as you say, that's been a problem. If you look at the statistics of the Saskatchewan Roughriders in the CFL, they have had an outstanding year throwing the football. They're moving it up and down the field, but they're not crossing that last white stripe, and that's the only one that matters in this game.
And in the few times that they have had possession of the football in this game, they have had good field position to work from, but a costly turnover prevented them from cashing in. Bisaglia to kick off following the field goal. Fields will take it at his own 10. Cuts into the middle, crosses the 35-yard line. Darnell Clash there to meet him.
Pow receiving a little instructions going on the field. Pretty good kick return. What I like is he makes his decision and then he heads upfield. And that's the key. Hit that thing and be moving at full force when you are. Don't dance around.
A return of 25 yards following a 64-yard kickoff from Louis Bisaglia.
Saskatchewan's played 11 games, 22 touchdowns. That's only 2 a game. That's usually not enough to win.
First and 10 Riders from their own 36-yard line. Papa wants to go long, intending it for Elarms, but just as he threw, I thought his arm may have been touched.
Well, I'm anxious to see this penalty, who it's called on. Going to call pass interference down here on somebody.
Defensive pass interference. British Columbia, number 18. First down.
Just as Elarms tried to explode and go by Keith Gooch on the sidelines, number 18, the corner of the BC Lions, he grabbed him and held him up, and the referee was right on top of it.
So that gives the Riders a first and 10 situation. The ball on the 52-yard line of the BC Lions. The Riders trail 10-3. 1:51 to play in the opening quarter. Quick pitch to Ellis, and Glenn Jackson read that perfectly, penetrating deep inside the Saskatchewan Roughriders backfield to stop Ellis.
Great play by Jackson, but in reality, when you're going to run the ball around any end, you have to block at the point of attack, and that's the end man on the line of scrimmage, and nobody touched Jackson. Watch him. He's through there clean. Well, that changes the play, and now you're on your own, fella.
And that's all they want Jackson to do is penetrate and turn the play inside, because Jackson knows that he's got people there waiting to make the tackle.
All your friends are inside.
Second and 11 Riders. Good pass by Pow, complete to Elgard, his first reception of the game. Boy, that one had to be right on the money because it was good coverage.
Excellent coverage by the Lions. They played zone defense underneath it, and watch how Pow throws it between the 2 defensive backs right into his hand. Don't cover it any better. Joe gets back, get those feet set, throws it perfect. Watch this, right between 2 orange jerseys, the catch is made.
And on the following collision, it looks as if Elgard broke his face mask. He got stung when he caught that ball. He paid for that reception. First and 10 Riders from the Lions 40. That's Denny Ferdinand, and he fumbles. Darnell Clash! Darnell Clash gets to the 45-yard line of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, but there's a flag in the backfield of the BC Lions.
Kind of anxious to see what this. If this game's going to go like this all night, I'm going to have somebody follow Darnell Clash around.
Holding, Saskatchewan, number 20. Decline.
Well, let's take a look at it. Again, Ferdinand tries to go behind Roger Aldag's block, and he cuts in. And when Gleer made the contact, the ball popped loose, and guess who? Clash, this time, Tracy Henderson runs him down. Can't turn the ball over to these guys with the orange jerseys. They'll hurt you.
First and 10 Lions from the 45-yard line. That's Keevan Jenkins who gets the pitch from Roy DeWalt.
You know, you talk about good defensive play. If you want to see a good defensive play, Eddie Ray Walker's been moved in and out. But watch this. They try to run the toss this way, but watch him come up from the outside, which a good corner should do. Try to force it back in, but if you can make the tackle, and this is what he does. Gets the outside in, good tackle.
A loss of 1 on the last play. Second and 11 Lions from the Riders' 46-yard line. This should be the final play of the opening quarter. They want lots of time to pass, and he fires over the head of Jim Sandusky, and Sandusky was hit hard after the ball had hit the ground by Fran McDermott. And there goes the gun to end the opening quarter play here at BC Place Stadium. The Lions have a 10-3 lead.
Open to start deep in your own end, because percentages say that when you have to travel as far as Saskatchewan does and you don't make any big plays, say you try to 4- and 5-yard them, you're not going to score. And against that BC Lion defense, it makes it even tougher.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Riders from their own 11-yard line. Pow to pass. Going long. He's got a man open. Oh, and a great defensive effort by Darnell Clash, because Michael Larms was open, but at the last second, Clash got up and tipped it away.
Looked like Clash was a little bit tired. He's chasing Alarms down the field, and it's like a desperation. He just throws that hand up. He looks like he's beat and he's tired, and he goes up, but watch Alarms. He almost pulls it down. Good play both ways. Good concentration by Alarms. If he pulls that down, it's a super play.
And you're right, he almost picked it up. That would have been an unbelievable play. That would have been one for the books. 2nd and 10 now for the Riders on their own 11. Pow, quick pass, and it's complete. And it should be good for the first down. Michael Larms getting out to the 25-yard line. The scoring in the first quarter here at BC Place Stadium. Saskatchewan opened with a 42-yard field goal from Dave Ridgway, and then the BC Lions came right back with a Roy DeWalt pass to John Pankratz, covering 19 yards, and that put the BC Lions in front 7-3. And of course, Louis Pisaglia followed that with a field goal in the second quarter to make the current score 10-3 in favor of the Lions.
A little more breathing room. They moved it out away from their goalpost.
Greg Ellis, the ball carrier for Saskatchewan. The stats in that quarter, and the big one had to be the 2 turnovers for the BC Lions, both fumble recoveries by Darnell Clash. Pow. Complete to Christy France, and he gets out to the 35-yard line.
Pow playing his game now. Get back, get rid of that football. Don Matthews has to be a little bit concerned. They're moving that ball out, but he knows that defense can do the job. And watch him. Pow gets back, makes a read real quick. Decides, sees the France, and then Darnell Clash shows up, cuts the legs out from under him. Looks like they're going to work on Clash tonight. Throw deep, and then a couple short ones. Maybe they'll have to deep again.
1st and 10 for the Riders from the Lions 36 to give to Denny Ferdinand. And he gets out to the 42-yard line, and the BC Lions are indicating yet another fumble. 3rd fumble by Denny Ferdinand. And the BC Lions have recovered. 12:07 remaining to play in the second quarter. The Lions in front of Saskatchewan 10-3 and with possession.
The football away. He steals it. That's why Hedler was smiling coming across the field.
And the BC Lions are 1st and 10 from the Riders 43. DeWalt wants to go long, intending for Murph Fernandez. Billy Ray Walker doing a good job of covering on the play. As we look at Nick Hebler, the 7-year pro out of SFU, who stripped Denny Ferdinand of the ball and forced the fumble to give the BC Lions possession.
You know, those guys look like nice guys. I wonder why they hate quarterbacks so much. Quarterbacks never hate them.
They're trained from day one.
That's a good job of coverage by Eddie Ray Walker. He's done a good job inside or outside. Wherever Jack God has played him, he has done the job.
The ball on the 43-yard line of the Riders. DeWalt. And that was in and out of the hands of T. Van Jenkins, and he had space had he been able to hang on to that ball.
Well, that's when things are going your way a little bit, because, as you say, nobody was around him, and he just dropped the football.
Concentration.
There's no place to hide. It's a long run to the bench.
40,000 pair of eyes saw that play, including those of the head man, the boss, the head honcho, Don Matthews. That brings on Louis Pasaglia, who will attempt a field goal. His longest of the year is 54. They spot this one at the 50. And it just made it. Just made it. Louis Pasaglia dropping one in from 50 yards out to get the BC Lions a 13-3 lead with 11:13 remaining to play in the second quarter.
Well, Saskatchewan got a nice break when Jenkins dropped the football, but, you know, they're moving the football pretty well. You just can't turn it over to a good football team, or they'll take advantage. But watch the ball. The ball will curl, usually when the sidewinders come around, and it just drops over the crossbar. Why kick it any harder than you have to? That's what Lou thinks. Just get it across.
Looked like one of my 5-iron shots with a little bit of a draw on the end of it.
My 5-iron shot sometimes never moves from the place that I swing at it.
First and 10 for Joe Papa on the Saskatchewan Roughriders from the 35-yard line. Papa wants to pass, and he completes it to Michael Alarms. And he has the first down for the Riders, just shy of the 50-yard line.
Well, as we said, it looks like Alarms and Darnell Clash are going to see a lot of one another tonight. Just a simple turn-in pattern. Joe gets set. Now he throws the football. Now watch what happens. Hello there. He made the hit, but he didn't throw him down and hard, and he didn't dive on him. So it's good call, good play.
A gain of 15 yards on the play. First and 10 Riders. Complete to Tracy Henderson, number 82 of the Riders, and he picks up 6 or 7 yards. Darnell Clash over there to make the stop.
Henderson probably went back to huddle and said, a lot of action on the other side. Put me over there a while. Tracy Henderson, there he is, a legitimate All-American last year at Iowa State, where he led U.S. colleges in receptions. Went to the New York Giants in the 5th round, and I know they are really looking forward to this guy. That's why he's on the roster. They feel he has so much potential. They want him on right now.
He has lots of speed. And that's what Jack Goda likes about that young man. Darnell Clash, the injured BC Lion. As a concerned Don Matthews looks on.
There's the turn-in pattern. Now watch the hit. Took a pretty good shot to the head as Henderson turned upfield on him. They'll work on him.
He gives 100% on every play. Whether he's returning kickoffs or punts, or whether he's playing in the defensive secondary.
Fun to watch return those kickoffs.
9:55 till halftime. The Lions lead Saskatchewan 12 in front of the Saskatchewan Roughriders by 10 points, 13-3. We've got 9:55 remaining till halftime here at BC Place Stadium. Lions. Denny Ferdinand. Make that Craig Ellis the ball carrier. Very close to picking up the first down, depending on where they mark it. The early indication from the Riders is they have the first down.
Nothing fancy there. They tried to pull Roger Aldag to lead him up through the hole, but Ellis just lowered his head and went straight ahead. Got it close enough for a measurement anyway. They need to get an offense started and put it in the end zone without turning it over. Just get some confidence back.
Well, we mentioned earlier that they have been able to move the ball pretty well all season long between the 25-yard lines. It's when they get down inside the opposing team's 25-yard line, they seem to have trouble putting it in. But tonight, they really haven't had any sort of sustained drive.
Yeah, we said they've only scored 22 touchdowns in 11 games, which is 2 per game. And in most cases in the CFL, you need about 24 points, more than that to win in the CFL this year.
The ball just shy of the 50-yard line. First and 10 for the Riders. Pow. In and out of the arms of the intended receiver. Picked off by the Lions. Keith Goose taking it down inside the 30, but there is a flag down.
I think what we're going to see called here is offensive pass interference, and I think the interception will stand. And what happened? Well, they're going to talk it over, but I really believe that's what they're going to call.
Legal interference. Saskatchewan number 80. First down.
When you talk about a pick, what happens is when he comes in here, he actually will put a block on, and Elgard will break out behind it. And he really picked him. There was no doubt about it. You'll see Elgard all alone, and then he makes another mistake. That ball, he's got to be caught. And right on the spot, Keith Gooch gets in good field position.
Another big turnover for BC to give to Keevan Jenkins. Eddie Lowe over to make the stop. Another flag on the play.
Offside, Saskatchewan 78.
This has been another problem Saskatchewan has had this year. They're the most penalized team in the league with 129 called against them, and it's not even close. BC's next to them, and it's 104. So that's 25 more penalties than the BC Lions, and they're the worst team in the league.
First and 5, BC on the Riders 25. Keevan Jenkins down inside the 20, runs into Bernard King.
Well, you never want to turn that ball over like that on that interception. That's 4, 3 fumbles and an interception. And you don't ever do that when you're playing a good football team. You need to play well and have things go your way. Don't help them. They don't need any help.
First and 10, Lions from the Riders 18. Jenkins again. Flag on the play. Jenkins down inside the 15-yard line. Bernard King in to make the stop.
Another offside against Saskatchewan.
Offside, Saskatchewan 78. First down repeated.
James Capers, the guilty party, number 78 of the Riders. Hey, hi to Vernon, BC. Imagine the weather's just as nice in Vernon these days as it is here in the lower mainland of British Columbia. Just absolutely gorgeous. First and 5, Lions, and they spot the ball at the 13-yard line of the Riders. Jenkins again, this time down to the 10-yard line. So the BC Lions quite content to march it along the ground.
They're in no hurry. You know, they have the 10-point lead. All they want to do is just methodically, whether it's running or throwing, but they want to cross that last white line and get another touchdown on the board. Short yardage. Here they come. Hebler and Klassen, it looks like, coming in.
It's been pointed out many times in the past that if the BC Lions have had a weakness, it's been their lack of a running game, and this is something that Don Matthews wanted to do for the Lions this year. Second and 2. And again, Jenkins, the ball carrier, but this time, good anticipation on the part of Eddie Lowe, and Jackson in penetrating and putting the stop on Jenkins.
Just good defense. Second down and 2, and they try to run a slant. Takes a little bit long, but watch Jenkins with the football. There's really nowhere to go. Now he's looking for something, and there's just nothing there. That is good defense. Billy Jackson's first, and then Eddie Lowe should arrive, and he did.
And that brings on Lulu. 2 for 2 in this game tonight. Mentioned coming into this one, he had 21 field goals and 32 attempts. And Pisatney is now 3 for 3 in the field goal department as the BC Lions go in front of the Saskatchewan Roughriders 16 to 3. Saskatchewan Roughriders guilty of 4. And this time, Pow going long, intending for Tracy Henderson, but again, Darnell Clash getting up high to knock it away.
BC Lions took no chances. They don't want Saskatchewan with a big play right now to get back into this game. And what happens is Clash gets a lot of help. Look at who's coming over there, but number 28, Larry Crawford, who's sitting back in a deep zone, and he's there for one reason, prevent that long pass.
Looked like Clash was going to spike that one.
I'll tell you, he gets up in the air for a little guy. He's fun to watch play football.
The ball at the 35-yard line of the Riders. Flag goes down. Pow intending that one for number 80, Michael Elarms, but it's incomplete. And the way
65, decline.
Pow was coming off the field, there was no doubt that it was against the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Neil Quilter has a hold of Ray pretty well, and the referee is standing right behind Pow and in good position to see the holding. So another breakdown, and they have to turn the ball over.
So a punting situation for the Riders. Jerry McGrath. Good punt. This will be taken by Clash at his 30.
The wall.
Look out. Cuts it back inside, and he's brought down at the 27-yard line. Ken Moore over to make the stop for the Riders.
Well, the BC Lions lead the entire CFL in yards on punt return, mainly by that man, Darnell Clash. 50-yard return or so, and I'll tell you, it was set up from the time the ball was kicked. They had Saskatchewan's outside walled right in, and the wall was set pretty. Good job. Take a look to the right side of your screen now, and just look at all the orange jerseys in great position. I mean, he's out there clean, and then it's just a race. So here we go again.
First and 10 Lions. DeWalt complete to Murph Fernandez, and Fernandez is stopped at the 12-yard line of the Riders. Terry Irvin over to make the tackle.
Oh, he has every reason to be tired. Running a fumble return, a couple of those, and a punt return of 55 yards. He could be our offensive star of the game.
He's got my vote right now. He has had a great game for the BC Lions so far, and the Lions are knocking on the door. First and 10 from the Riders' 12-yard line. 5:05 remaining to halftime. DeWalt is sacked. Saskatchewan coming up with a big play. Steve Wilbur, number 60, getting in there to stop DeWalt.
Well, that's what he's in there for. It's his job to get to that quarterback, and he's done it so well when he was with the Calgary Stampeders. Just gets enough of Roy, gets him, pulls him down. Perfect. Puts him in that second and long situation. Put Dave Singh in the ball game, 6 defensive backs. Let's see what they do with it.
The ball's on the 19-yard line, and the Lions are second and 17. DeWalt pass complete to Jenkins, but well shy of the first down. They had to get down to the 2-yard line. Dave Singh over to make the stop. And that will bring on Lulu one more time. Perfect on the night. Well within his range. This would be a 9-yard shot for Persaglia.
I know Coach Matthews would just soon had a few touchdowns out of, all these turnovers and big plays in their favor. He'll take the field goals, though. As long as you hold Saskatchewan to 3 points, you're okay.
And Louis Persaglia is good once again. His 4th field goal of the game to put the BC Lions on top of the Roughriders 19-3 with 4 minutes remaining till halftime. As we look at Roy DeWalt on the BC Lions bench. Just a reminder, tomorrow on CBC television, a CFL doubleheader. Don and Leo will be in Ottawa, where the Concord take on the Roughriders, and then Ronnie and I will be in Calgary, where the Stampeders host the Hamilton Ticats. The vastly improved Hamilton Ticats who are making a move in the Eastern Division of the CFL.
Well, I'm really looking forward to that one. The Hamilton Ticats got a good football team. I'm anxious to see Ken Hobart. He's getting the job done. We know the defense can play.
Jack Goda would like Joe Papa to get the job done now for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. First and 10 from the 35. Craig Ellis taking that pass from Papa. Gets out to the 43-yard line. Larry Crawford over to make the tackle.
Nothing complicated. All the BC Lions now, they'll just drop out of here. And David Conrad will come in, and then Ellis comes right into the open area. Papa just drops him the football. Watch him drop back, get back, open it up underneath now, hit the short guy. Hope Conrad can make a block for him and just let Ellis run. 2nd and 2, need this one.
pitch to Ellis. He's got the first down with a couple of yards to spare. Kevin Konar moving over to make the tackle.
This is the play they ran last time for the first down. They do a good job of blocking. You see Roy DeWalt getting some instructions from upstairs. Saskatchewan makes the first down. They do keep the drive alive. Again, Roger Aldag pulls and leads it through, and this time Ellis follows him.
You'd have to believe that the Saskatchewan Roughriders are going to have to score before halftime to stay in this game. They trail 19-3, 3 minutes till halftime. 2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining till halftime. Lions in front of Saskatchewan 19-3. Papa, quick pass, Chris DeFrance, and he was hit as soon as he got possession of the ball by Glenn Jackson.
Great job by the BC Lion defense. They allowed DeFrance to look like he wasn't covered. And Pau, being a veteran, is going to stand up and hit him, and then all of a sudden they converged at the snap of the ball. And as you say, they arrived the same time the ball did. It's just a good catch to hang on.
There are the stats on Joe Pau. 2nd and 7. Pau complete to Craig Ellis, but he may or may not have the first down depending on where they mark it. It's that close. They're calling for a measurement. Ronnie, you indicated you thought it was a first down, and I think you were going on where the official put his foot, and then they placed the ball about a yard behind that.
It's going to be close now. He's just edging. If he makes it, you can make it by about an inch. Let's see.
Exactly 1 inch.
Great eyes, great eyes. Clear it out underneath. Take the man you want, lays it out to Ellis. And again, Darnell Clash up there to make the hit, but got the spot, made the first down. Well, we're in the second quarter of this game. Saskatchewan's favorite number is 3. 3 points last week, and so far 3.
Coming up at halftime, the National, and Brian will have a sports update, and Ron will have the analysis of the first half of play here at BC Place Stadium. That's coming up at halftime. Pau, 1st and 10, fires over the middle. Chris DeFrance complete, about 4 yards short of the first down. Crawford over to make the tackle.
Well, you see the BC Lions this time, they've been dropping back. They bring him right up into the hole, and they're going to blitz him. So what they do, they bring DeFrance under and try to sit Elgard, and they hit the circle right underneath. Watch, here come the linebackers. Now DeFrance cuts right into the open area. He makes the catch before Pau can get sacked, and they pick up 6.
Clock is running. 2nd and 4 Riders from the Lions' 44-yard line. Pau wants to go long. He's got a man open. Complete. Down inside the 15-yard line. Tracy Henderson with a good reception for the Riders.
Boy, that was a nice throw. They put 3 receivers out to his left. He looks inside and then just lays it out over top of Keith Gooch's hands, and Henderson goes out, makes the catch, stumbles, but he's down in there. And you know, 19-3, if they can put it in, they can cut this thing to a 10-point difference at halftime. Tracy Henderson, first game for the Riders tonight.
And a big 33-yard pickup for the Riders. It gives them 1st and 10 from the BC Lions' 12-yard line. The Riders' deepest penetration of the ball game. Pau passing complete over the middle. Craig Ellis. And he got down to possibly the 8-yard line. Make that Conrad. Dave Conrad, the receiver. Comparing the QBs tonight. And Pau has a big edge. Percentage-wise, 68.4 to 54.5. And he completes it. No, he does not. Chris DeFrance had it and then lost it. Andre Jones doing a good job covering on Chris DeFrance. And watch, DeFrance really never has the ball.
No, it's a good job. He should have caught this football. It's very catchable, but what I was looking at, Watch the ball. You don't throw it any better. Catch the football, then run. Don't run before you catch it. I looked immediately to the bench, and I see it 3rd and 8, and I see Jack go to signal him. Go get it. He needs a first down or a touchdown right now with a minute left. Going after this one.
Do wonders for the confidence of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. 3rd down situation. Papa wants to pass, and it's complete. And they're shy of the first down.
Came right back with the same play. This time he makes the catch, but he's going to come up a couple inches short.
Andre Jones, number 32, was over there for the BC Lions to prevent the first down. And you can see the frustration on the part of Joe Pawpaw as he comes off the field. You get that close and you don't come away with points.
It's a nice completion and everything, but it's a big, big, big mistake. A receiver should never, ever come up short of a first down on 2nd and long, but now you're talking 3rd down. You've got to make the first down. Go that extra yard. Make sure you're past that 1st and 10 marker.
So with 57 seconds to play till halftime, the BC Lions take over. Jenkins, Eddie Lowe there to make the stop on Kevan as he gets out to the 7-yard line. And appears to be shaken up on the play. He wasn't moving there for a couple of seconds. Bill Rochelle and the Lions training staff come up to attend Kevan. Boy, you hate to see a player lying there motionless.
Well, he's probably at least talking. He's talking to him. The main thing. Didn't look like that out of it. You know, football's a crazy game. You know, you'll see a guy run with a football. You'll see a guy come up and just smack him and hit him. It looks like he'll never get up, and he bounces right back up. This one didn't look, you know, too scary at all, but you get into those situations, and when you're in a pileup, you have no say in the outcome. Whatever's going to happen can happen. Well, maybe we'll see Eddie Lowe makes the first hit. Didn't look serious, but I'll tell you one thing, he's not moving very fast going off the field. Let's hope he's back for the second half.
2nd and 6, Lions from their own 7-yard line. John Henry White, and he gets maybe a yard, certainly no more. Evan making his way over the sidelines, and you can see he's in a certain amount of pain, but appears to be healthy.
Watching him walk, I don't know. I think he'll probably be ready to go.
There was plenty of college action today in the CIAU. Mount Allison defeating the Huskies. Wilfrid Laurier over the University of Toronto Varsity Blues. York over Waterloo 34-9. And it was Guelph beating Windsor 21-15. Carleton top Bishops. McGill over Concordia. And the Acadia Axemen stopping St. Francis Xavier Exmond 31-6.
Well, that Acadia team every year has a good football team, and Laurier gets their 2nd win of the season over the University of Toronto. I saw them win their 1st win over McMaster. They get Western Ontario tomorrow.
2nd week in a row that my school, the St. Mary's Huskies, have lost by 1 point. Got to get Larry Uchek and the boys moving down on the East Coast.
Better get on the phone, Steve.
Louis Pasagli in a punting situation on his own end zone. And it's fumbled, but then recovered by the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Tony Dennis couldn't quite get a handle on it, but he had the presence of mind to stay with it and not give up on it, and was able to recover.
You see the ball bounce free, but he does get it back. You know, when a punter punts a football, you get that kind of spiral that turns over. They're nice to watch. That one is what they call a dying quail. It goes up, but it doesn't turn over, and then it starts losing ground. He just didn't stay with it. So 30 seconds, they got time still to get back in this game.
I thought those were the kind of passes you threw. Oh, those were lame ducks, sorry. Intercepted! Kevin Jonar! Another big turnover forced by the BC Lions, and Jack Cota cannot be happy with that.
Just a very, very, very poor throw. I mean, you just don't throw the ball into this kind of coverage. All that happens is Helgar's going to try to come down, and the linebackers will converge. And watch two orange jerseys will be right there under the pass. You see him dropping off. Now watch when this ball gets there. There's no way the ball can get through. That's just a bad pass.
Back to the live action. DeWalt complete to Jenkins. And as the flag goes down on the play, Jenkins gets down inside the 50-yard line. Eddie Lowe to make the stop. We mentioned earlier one of the reasons that Kevin Konar was moved to the middle linebacker position, replacing Ty Cruz, was because of his great speed and his drop-back ability. They were anticipating an aerial offense from the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and that was part of the reason.
DC 54, first down repeated.
Or moving Konar into the middle.
Konar's in his 6th year out of University of British Columbia, and you know, he seems to be getting better every year, and he's always kind of the underrated ball player, I believe, of the BC Lions. He's played well for him year in, year out, and really playing well this year. Don Matthews couldn't say enough nice things about him yesterday.
First and 20 on the penalty for the Lions. How in trouble, just dumps it off, and a flag goes down. Scott Riddle in there to drop Roy DeWalt.
He's going to hit him with an intentional grounding, I believe.
Here's the call coming up from Ken Lazaruk, the referee.
Nope, flag. There was a receiver in the vicinity. Down.
I was getting ready to say that. Now, you watch. You're going to see, I think it's Jenkins. He gets in a little bit of trouble. He is going to go in a sack as Riddle gets him. But look, you'll see number 23 is there. As long as it's thrown in his direction.
Second and 20 for the Lions from their own 40. And they give it to Jenkins. Jenkins with good speed. Gets to the outside and then is taken down heavily. Once he got out of bounds, and that brings on the boos. 5 seconds remaining to play till halftime. Just a reminder that George McLean will have the national news. Brian Williams will have sports update. And Ron will have a short analysis of that first half here at BC Place Stadium. Lloyd Pasaglia coming into the game. He's been perfect tonight. 4 for 4 in the field goal department.
You don't think he's going to attempt the field goal, do you?
No way, Jose. That is well beyond his reach.
That's what I was looking at that, and I was thinking, wait a minute.
He's perfect on the punt. And Tony Dennis allowing that to bounce right through the end zone. So the BC Lions will pick up the single point. And the gun goes to end the first half of play here at BC Place Stadium. The BC Lions
split in Montreal. The Dodgers won, as did Cincinnati. Los Angeles leading the
only touchdown in the first half, a 19-yard pass from Roy DeWalt to John Pankratz, and then BC responded with field goals and a single to make it 20-3 after 2 quarters of play here at BC Place Stadium. First and 10 for the Lions from their own 18. Roy DeWalt, a quarterback, fires to Jim Sandusky, complete. Sandusky gets out to the 28-yard line, a flag down. As Jack Goda looks on with some concern from the sidelines. We'll pick up the call from referee Ken Lazaruk.
Legal interference. Number 18, BC. First down repeated.
What you're going to see right here, another one, pass interference. He is blocking on this under, and he's blocking before the ball is caught, and the referee catches him. You just can't block until that ball is caught, and he's down there throwing a block at the guy.
So it's 1st and 20 for the Lions. Going to walk complete to Merv Fernandez. And Fernandez is forced out of bounds by Billy Jackson.
Fernandez comes off that ball so quick that when Billy Jackson tried to drop out from under him, Fernandez was already gone, and when he turned and run and chase him, all of a sudden Fernandez comes wide open on the sideline. Boy, he's quick.
BC Lions had to get to the 28-yard line for the first down. They're 2nd and 6 from their own 22. DeWalt pumps one, now runs out of the pocket. Tries to find Jim Sandusky. It's incomplete. And Joey Little, number 25, and Sandusky in the area.
What DeWalt really wanted to do on the play was dump the ball over the middle to either Jenkins or John Henry White, who was just coasting in there. But those Saskatchewan linebackers picked him up man to man. He had nowhere to throw the ball, and he ad-libbed it from there. When you see collisions like this is how injuries occur. Everybody playing the football, and Sandusky takes the worst of it.
Ouch, that's Smarts. 3rd and 8 brings on Louis Pasaglia. Good high punt, also long. Taken by Stu Fraser inside his own 35. Gets out to the 42-yard line where he runs into the arms of Bernie Glear, but there's a flag down on the play.
Well, we were talking earlier. What are we going to see? A holding call, another one. We were talking earlier on the punts when that ball turns over, and you got a good picture of it there on the screen with that ball coming down the way it should. Goes up and then coming down. It goes a lot longer. Long kick.
Well, as we mentioned, the big story in the first half of play here at BC Place Stadium with turnovers. The Saskatchewan Roughriders guilty of 6 of them. 4 on the fumble, 2 on the interception. And it cost them dearly, although not as dearly as you might think with that many turnovers in a half.
69, first down.
That's right, 6 turnovers in one half of football. You should be trailing by more than 20-3. We saw on the screen there a good case of statistics being for losers. They've had the ball more. BC hadn't had to drive very far.
1st and 10 Riders from their own 24. Papa over the middle, complete to Craig Ellis. Ellis gets across the 30-yard line to about 32. Well, we were very royally entertained here at halftime, and this is not snow coming inside of BC Place Stadium. They were making paper airplanes, and you had to throw them onto the field, and they had all sorts of prizes that went to the people closest to certain markers on the field. And they had people down there for a good 20 minutes afterwards picking up the thousands and thousands of paper airplanes. A lot of fun. Craig Ellis, the ball carrier for the Riders, and Ty Cruz, who did not play for the Lions in the first half, is into the game and made the tackle.
Well, he's the run linebacker. Konar played tonight because of the passing offense of Saskatchewan, but when they ran the football there, well, we see up on the scoreboard right now, Saskatchewan holding a reunion. You know, I think there's 250,000 people formerly from Saskatchewan now living in BC. And next year, April 25th and 26th, they're going to have a great reunion, and it's going to be the world's largest organized reunion, and the Guinness Book of Records have been already notified. But I know this, when the Saskatchewan people have a reunion, it's a good one. So let's hope everybody takes part next year.
And we'll be there. Punting situation for the Riders. Darnell Flash at his own 35. Gets out to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. 12 minutes and 3 seconds remaining to play in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 42. Steve Van Jenkins, who was shaken up late in the first half, but appears to be fully recovered.
Oh, here's what we're talking about with a punt. You notice that football goes up, nice spiral. The front end of the ball now turns over. That adds distance. That's what every punter wants. That's how you get the long kicks. And that thing turns over. That's pretty. Good concentration to get.
And nobody does it better in BC Place Stadium than Louis Pasaglia. He has really found a home for his punting style. Roy DeWalt, complete to John Pankratz. And he will have the first down for the BC Lions, taking that in front of Dave Singh.
man coverage, and when, you know, they always say in football, when you're in trouble, down and out, and that's all Pankratz did. He went down the field and broke out to the sideline, and the ball hit him. If it's thrown properly, you can't stop it.
First and 10 Lions from their own 52. DeWalt intended for Merv Fernandez, and Fernandez unable to hang on.
Crunch time on the Saskatchewan bench. Who is it? Tracy Henderson. Boy, this is something you don't see too often. Fernandez turns, he's open, and watch this. Right through. Billy Jackson will talk to him a little bit.
He's had a few problems like that this year, and he blames it on lack of concentration. Ball on the 52-yard line of the Lions. The ball gets time, and then throws it over the head of Jim Sandusky, the intended receiver, way over the head of Sandusky. He's small, but he couldn't have got that with a stepladder.
No, it was thrown too high. You know, when you're in the predicament that Saskatchewan's in, you know, they're looking at maybe not making the playoffs again. This is a time to check character of football players. And one man, that number 2, Eddie Ray Walker, he has played a real fine football game. He was all over Sandusky there, too. He really wasn't open. He's done a good job for him, game in, game out.
That brings on a punting situation. Sagnia, again, a high spiral. Field takes it and gets out to the 20-yard line, where the Roughriders, who trail 20-3, will scrimmage first and 10 in desperate need of some points.
They have to forget about the score. Go to work now and say, we don't want to give this football up until we have 7 points on the scoreboard. That's what they've got to do. They haven't done it now. They haven't scored a touchdown in a long time. None last week, and so far none tonight. Jack Goda has got to be concerned.
The ball's on the 20. Foul, complete to Craig Ellis. Ellis gets to the 32-yard line. The flag goes down. Keith Gooch over there to make the tackle for the Lions.
I have no idea what that flag's for. Well, I guess we'll find out, though.
It went down after the tackle. Holding. If you took a survey on the most often called penalty in the CFL this year, it would have to be holding. And if there hasn't been a turnover that's hurt him, it's been penalties.
Holding, Saskatchewan, number 20. First down.
Well, Krista France was over there as his personal blocker, and Ellis was the safety valve on the pattern. And he's the guy that was called.
And that's the second holding call against Krista France in this game. Foul. Interception, Darnell Clash. Clash has got speed. Didn't quite have the room to return it all the way, but another big turnover.
Ball was overthrown from the time it left Powell's hands. He was looking for DeFrance. It's too high, right into Clash's hands. And I'll tell you, I think I'm getting ready to vote for Darnell Clash. I'm starting to agree with you now, Steve. Boy, I'll tell you, when he catches the football and he starts upfield, he is going in one direction, and that's to the end zone.
Well, he came into this game tied for the lead in interceptions in the CFL. And he has another one to his credit in this one. Receiving congratulations from head coach Don Matthews. And a very frustrated, dejected Joe Pawpaw coming over to talk to his head coach, Jack Goda.
Andre Jones, the ex-Saskatchewan Rough Rider, playing now with the BC Lions. and does a good job. You know, a lot of times he doesn't get to start the football game, but he's always in there. He forces the run well, and he's a good man-to-man cover, and he's very aggressive, and that's what Matthews likes because that's his style of defense.
That was a return of 27 yards for Darnell Clash. First and 10 Lions on the Riders' 22-yard line. DeWalt lost the time, firing complete, touchdown! Merv Fernandez!
Well, you knew it had to come. Well, as we said, it had to come. Sprint to his left. Fernandez comes right in behind Billy Jackson and in front of Terry Irvin. And when he can get his hands on the football in the end zone, it's usually 6 points, and that's what it was.
Basaglia's point after is good. So the BC Lions take a 27-3 lead over the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Terry Irvin over to make the tackle for the Riders.
See Dave Singh, number 22. He doesn't get to play a lot. Another UBC. Boy, there's a lot of them in the league. There's 2 colleges out here on the coast.
They have good football programs, good solid football programs, and the players coming out of there, many of them now playing in the CFL. DeWalt pass complete. Merv Fernandez still going. And finally brought down inside the 50-yard line of the Roughriders.
You know what was nice about that pattern of Fernandez? The last time for the touchdown, he went down the field and broke to the post for the touchdown. This time, he goes down, gives a real good fake to the post, turns outside, turned Irvin completely around.
He is so loose and so good after the reception.
Well, I was going to say, he knows what to do with it after he gets it.
Flag down, DeWalt passing on, intending for Merv Fernandez, but they may have been a little anxious in getting that play going.
Legal procedure, BC 54, declined, 2nd down.
What happens, those Saskatchewan Roughrider linebackers started forward like they were going to blitz, which they did, and Leonard moved a little bit early.
Second and 10 for the Lions from the Riders' 48. John Henry White. And he runs right into Fran McDermott. Gets to the 40-yard line. Had to get to the 38-yard line for the first down.
Very well executed play. A little play action fake and then a screen off of it. John Henry got ahead of his blocker. He didn't get behind those big guys. They were in position. What, a little fake now, the little screen pass. What's the big lineman? He gets it too far ahead of him. They want to do the job for him, but he's got to get behind him.
3rd and 2, the Lions are gambling. T-Man just hurdles the line of scrimmage and picks up the first down. James Schaefer over to make the stop for the Riders.
That was nice. I like that. He went up in there and tried to hurdle over and just touch somebody and just steps over. Watch him. Jumps up in the air. Little touch. Gets through. First down.
Back to the live action. Joey Little taking that pass from Roy DeWalt. Picks up 7 on the play.
They can be very content. Take your time. You know, Matthews wanted Little involved in the offense, so let's get him in there. Might need him the rest of the season. Get him used to playing, get used to throwing to him.
DeWalt has now attempted 26 passes, completed 16 for 171 yards. This time he stays on the ground to Jenkins. And Jenkins down inside the 20.
Well, you see Gerald Roper, number 65, blocks out. As we said earlier, Jenkins doesn't need a big hole. Just get him a crease and he'll get through it. Linemen love to block for guys that'll get through there that fast.
DeWalt pass, and it's complete. John Pankratz, Mr. Reliable for the BC Lions. Bad news for the Lions on the injury to Mark Napier-Kowski, who was injured in the first half. He has a hyperextended elbow and probably miss a few games. Torn some muscles in the elbow area. This should be the last play of the third quarter. The give to Kevan Jenkins, and he crashes down inside the 10-yard line. As Joe Pow looks on, the gun goes to end the third quarter here at BC Place Stadium with the Lions in front of Saskatchewan, 30-3. The BC Lions first and 10. The give to Kevan Jenkins, and he cuts it inside. That gets down to around the 3-yard line. Irvin Fernandez throwing a block that time for Kevan Jenkins. As we look at how the points were scored in the first quarter, field goal, touchdown, another field goal, and then a series of BC Lions field goals followed by a single. Louis Pasaglia has had a very busy and productive night for the BC Lions. Then in the third quarter, DeWalt passing to Fernandez, and a 41-yard field goal from Gethu Louis Pasaglia. Kevan Jenkins, he stood up at the line of scrimmage by Kenny Love. Great hit by Love.
Boy, that is the way you play linebacker. You know, they've been running at him and running at him. And as we said earlier, a good football player will rise to the occasion. Watch number 42, Eddie Lowe. Right? All right. That'll stop your charge in a hurry. That is an excellent football play.
That also has a tendency to put your lights out.
Yeah, that's when you want to know, do you get the license for that truck?
Wow.
That is a hit. Nice hit.
A 3rd and 2 situation for the Lions, and they're going to give Louis Pasaglia another shot. If he makes it, it'll be his 6th field goal, and again, it should be a chip shot. It is good, and Louis Pasaglia has 6 field goals in the game, and the BC Lions go in front 33-3 with 13:21 remaining to play in the game.
Winter's coming, so get ready. Insulate with Styrofoam SM brand insulation. And wrap your home in...
These are the stats, and again, the big stat that has made the difference in the ball game, the turnovers in favor of the BC Lions. Saskatchewan, 8 turnovers. Can you believe it?
Too many. And 12 penalties. Too many. Homer Jordan gets the opportunity to play quarterback. I'm kind of hoping that maybe Don Matthews will put Carl Watson in the ballgame. I'd like to see him play. He's 6'4". That is a big quarterback. So now it's Homer Jordan out of Clemson University, 3rd year. Led them to the big win they had over the Eskimos about 5 weeks ago, and they thought things were great.
And here last season, remember, it was Homer Jordan who came off the bench to direct the Saskatchewan Roughriders to the big win over the BC Lions.
Boy, he sure did. We did that game, if I remember right. He was the offensive player of the game. If he can bring him back from this, he'll be the star again.
Ball at the Riders' 35. Quick pass, and he completes it to Elgard. He gets out to about the 40.
He has to be pretty relaxed right now. Matthews trying to throw him up and down the sidelines. Take it easy. 33-3, you ought to win it. Jack will be facing the sidelines, but won't be nearly as relaxed.
Saskatchewan came into this game with 8 points, 6 behind Edmonton. BC Lions, of course, coming in tied for first place in Winnipeg. Another pass to Elgard, and again it's complete. And a flag goes down. So Homer Jordan comes into the ball game, throws 2 passes. It's 2 for 2.
James Parker says, hello, Homer. How you doing? I haven't seen you all night. And they're going to get an interference call, and I'll tell you, I don't agree with this call, but that's another story.
Offensive pass interference, Saskatchewan 81, second down repeated.
Bellegarde guilty of the offensive pass interference. Second and 13 for the Riders. The ball on their own 32. Quick pass up the middle, and it's complete to Conrad. Coming up this week, and certainly tomorrow, two big games that we'll have coverage of both Montreal and Ottawa. And Ronnie and I will have the Hamilton-Calgary game. And then on Friday, it's Stampeders against the Roughriders. Edmonton and Hamilton on Saturday. Toronto at Ottawa. And the BC Lions for a big game in Winnipeg. And that game, we understand, is sold out already.
Well, everybody's been waiting on that meeting between the Bombers and the Lions. Fast approaching.
Jerry McGrath's punt high will be taken by Darnell Clashes, row 35. It's the 40. And no more, and a flag goes down.
Nelson Martin got back. Seneca College and a little bit out of Simon Fraser. Threw a good block on Stu Fraser to help Clash outside. But we'll see what happens. Seems like an awful lot of penalties tonight, doesn't it?
Ken Lazaruk conferring with his officiating team as they march this one off against the BC Lions.
Legal block, BC number 18, first down.
Keith Gooch, guilty of the illegal block. And that's the story of the penalties in this one. Watson in at quarterback for the BC Lions. Gives to Kevan Jenkins. Gets out to the 28-yard line.
6'4", 210 pounds. The rookie Winston-Salem gets the opportunity to play. And I know Coach Matthews would just say, win, and let's see what you can do. Don't worry about it. Just play your game, and let's see what happens.
Normally, the BC Lions would have Tim Cowan at the backup position, but he's been out with an injury for the past couple of weeks, so Carlton Watson gets a try. Watson sending that for John Henry White. It's incomplete. White was open there for about 4 or 5 yards, but he just hung it up a little high. And John Henry's not that tall.
Pretty well thrown football, though. He got back quick, made a, he read it quick and tried to drop it in the hole, just got a little too high.
BC Lions are very high on Carlton Watson. He's got a rifle for an arm.
Well, you could tell just the way he threw that. He just a little flick of the wrist and the ball was there. That's something that you watch for. See that guy can throw that football. Quarterback's not very good if he can't throw.
Louis Persaglia, an end-over-end punt taken by Fields at the 45, looking for some running room outside. Gets to the 50. And forced out of bounds at the 55-yard line by Mark DeBrace. But again, we have a flag down. Way over on the far side of the field, about 50 yards away from the play.
Legal block, Saskatchewan number 29, first down.
Fran McDermott, the guilty player, and that nullifies a good return by Fields. Puts Saskatchewan back inside their own territory. First and 10 from their own 37. Homer Jordan at quarterback. The pass to Chris DeFrance, and DeFrance taken out of bounds at the 39-yard line by Keith Gooch.
We said earlier that Saskatchewan is going to see this defense probably the rest of the night. All you do is you get these two guys deep, and then they just drop these people right into the zone, and they say you can have anything underneath it, but you're not throwing deep. Now watch him drop back. Just get back, throw the football, now make the tackle. And that's what they've been seeing since they got the big lead. They're going to say, you can't get deep on it.
Jordan just dumps it off to Craig Ellis. Ellis fights his way to the 44-yard line. Kevin Konar over to make the stop. Gets a little warm here under the dome. As you can see, the sweat just coming off the brow. 3rd and 3. Jerry McGrath on a punt for the Riders. Good high spiral. Flash will take outside his own 20. Flash still on his feet, but there's lots of flags down. Flash still running. Forced out of bounds at the 55-yard line. But there was a flag downfield. Craig Ellis was involved in an altercation.
4 flags on the field on that particular play.
We'll be back with more football from BC Place after this. A good crowd on hand here at BC Place Stadium tonight, 41,618 to see their BC Lions leading Saskatchewan 33-3. And that was Carlton Watson intending for Mervyn Fernandez, incomplete.
Well, you can't blame Fernandez for that. Watson just reared up and let it go, but it's a little bit too low for Fernandez to make the catch.
With his height, you can almost put it about 2 or 3 feet above his head, and that's probably the best position for him to catch a ball.
It sure is, and when you put it up there, he's got the great jumping ability. If it's a little bit higher than that, he'll go up and get it.
2nd and 10, Lions from their own 22. Watson under pressure, and he fires incomplete, and a flag goes down. Al Johns putting tremendous pressure on the young quarterback, and it pays off.
Well, the referee was open over here.
Intentional grounding. BC. 3rd down.
I don't think there was any question about that.
No, we'll take a good look at it. He tried to sprint left. Now, Al Johns is going to be the man to come up in inside. Just he gets him in his grasp. Watson says, I'm going to throw this away. And I'll tell you what, the only guy open was the referee. In fact, he was the only man on this side of the field.
And he wanted no part of it.
I think Al Johns is from Pacific University, I believe. From Saskatoon, native. The opportunity to play.
3rd and 28, and Louis Pasaglia gets a good one. Fields will take it at the Lions 53. John Henry White down field for the Lions to make the stop. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders will have good field position. They trail 33-3, 8:17 remaining to play in the game.
You have to be a little bit impressed with Jitters Fields. He's done a good job tonight, both on kickoffs and punts. So if that's his specialty, he's at least he's doing it. He'll get used to playing in the secondary, in the wider field and so on, but he's done a good job.
And once he gets paired with Derek Zeno, they could be tough.
That'd be good to watch.
1st and 10 Riders on the Lions 44. Complete to Craig Ellis, and Ellis gets down to the 35-yard line. Kevin Konar over to make the tackle along with Mike Walker. Pick up of 8. 2nd and 2.
If the big guy, short yardage team in 2nd and 2, I'd be almost tempted to throw it. Got 2 shots at throwing it.
Go for it. Shake the Lions defense up a bit. They give it to Craig Ellis, and Ellis will have the 1st down with a couple of yards to spare. Good pushing and shoving, a little frustration on the part of the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Oh, this has been the Saskatchewan Roughrider best defense, best offense. Down, down, lead and kick out, and then they'll pull Neil Quilter right around in the hole, and then you follow him. Watch it. The end's blocked down, Quilter up through, Ferdinand blocks out, first down Ellis. Easy game, isn't it?
Piece of cake. Just a reminder to all you runners in the Toronto area about the Miller Marathon and Celebrity Chase for Charity taking place tomorrow in Toronto. The race starts at 9 a.m. at Harbor Castle Hotel. So get out there and run for charity. Toronto Miller Marathon. I wonder if we'll see Brian Williams out there in that.
I'll bet Brian's there. He loves to run. Bernie Glier gets the opportunity to start tonight when Konar moved into the middle. And he's another one from out here on the coast. UBC.
3-year pro. First-round draft pick of the BC Lions in 1982. Bernie Glier. Jordan. Firing that one. Incomplete. Intended for Tracy Henderson.
He tried to send Elarms deep on Darnell Clash, and Clash was waiting on him back there and went stride for stride with him, and so Homer scrambled, threw it too high for Henderson. I've been hoping they'd throw the ball a little more to Henderson. I've been really looking forward to seeing him play after watching him yesterday at practice. Stayed out here yesterday with Gata and watched him catch football. He's got nice hands. Catch that football. All you have to do is get it to him.
2nd and 10. Jordan steps up, fires. This time it was in and out of the arms of Henderson. That was a catchable ball. He should have had that. Might have heard footsteps. Good execution on the part of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, certainly on the part of Homer Jordan, who has attempted 7 passes, completed 5 for 24 yards.
3rd down and 10. Come on back and get it now.
Ball on the BC Lions 32-yard line. Again, Jordan stepping up and firing a strike complete. Michael Elarm pulling that one down. Make that Chris DeFrance, number 20.
Chris doesn't drop him. He gets into that traffic. If you get the ball near him, he'll hold on to it. He loves to catch passes. Once again, Homer's going to get a little bit of pressure and have to step back up inside. And at the last minute, throws it a little high, but right in the middle of 3 orange jerseys is number 20.
Paid for that one, didn't he?
Oh, sure did.
An 18-yard gain for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Now 1st and 10 on the Lions' 14-yard line. A wide open Chris DeFrance. He got to the 7, was forced back to the 10. Barnett in to make the stop for BC.
Well, defense, it's a good job. Number 12. There he is, guy we talked about earlier. Bruce Barnett makes the hit. The BC Lion defense has shut him out in 4 quarters. There's no way they want him crossing that goal line. Big test.
2nd and 3. Jordan forced to go left, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Ray Elgard.
And right there, you can see why the ball was underthrown. 2 of them. Parker hit him.
What a job number 40 has done for the BC Lions since coming from the Edmonton Eskimos a couple of years ago.
Defensive pass interference. BC number 1. First down, Saskatchewan.
Gray and Parker arrived at the quarterback. But the ball's on the 1-yard line. It's the 10th. break that jinx. They haven't put a touchdown on the board in 2 games, and they got the opportunity with a 1st and goal.
The pitch to Ellis, touchdown! Saskatchewan hits the scoreboard with their first major of the game.
Well, it's the same play they ran last time, only they turn it over. You see Aldag, 44, lead through the hole. Ferdinand will block out for him, and then Ellis stumbles into the end zone. Doesn't matter how you get in there, just get there.
And as might be expected, with the deficit the Riders have, they're going for the 2 points. Jordan trying to find somebody open, fires up the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Chris DeFrance. I don't believe he was in the end zone anyway when he got his hands on the ball. So with 4:17 remaining to play, it is 33-9 in favor of the Lions over the Roughriders. Following the Roughriders' first offensive touchdown in 2 whole games. And Ronnie, you got to be thinking of those Darnell O'Keefe game stars.
Well, that's for sure. I don't know. Darnell Clash, he has been the outstanding player of the game, I believe.
Offensively, a little tougher.
Yeah, a lot of guys have played well for the Lions tonight. Really well.
Evan Jenkins at his own 10. Gets out to the 25-yard line where he's met by Ken Moore. 56-yard kickoff from Dave Ridgway and a 16-yard return from Kevan Jenkins. And providing there isn't a total breakdown of the BC Lions, it would appear that they are going back into sole possession of first place in the Western Division. 2 points up on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
I think you could bet that right now, be safe.
Money in the bank. That pass complete to Murph Fernandez. And Fernandez crosses the 35-yard line, gets to the 37, and another flag is down. Eddie Lowe putting the stop on Murph Fernandez.
That's the pattern he tried to throw a while ago. Just a quick slant to Fernandez. He made the catch and a lot of good moves, and then there's going to be a face mask call, I believe.
Face mask. Saskatchewan, 42. First down.
It's a pretty good call.
The big left hand comes out to pull him down.
Oh.
First and 10 Lions. On their own 51. Watson intercepted. And lots of room for Fran McDermott. But Watson makes a fine tackle to prevent what could have been a sure touchdown, because there was nobody between McDermott and the goal line except Carlton Watson.
Well, you know, these things will happen when you have a new quarterback in the game. He's a new one to the CFL, really, his first year. Just a poorly thrown football that Fran McDermott was there. And you know this? You gave it away, you go get him. And Watson did.
Threw it too low, and McDermott was in the right place at the right time to pick it off to give Saskatchewan good field position as McDermott comes over to the Saskatchewan bench to receive the congratulations of the coaching staff. Graduate of St. Mary's University.
California. St. Mary's, California. Fran McDermott's got a big cast on his left arm. I'm surprised he was able to hang on to the football.
$41,000 looking on here at BC Place Stadium. The BC Lions have some key games coming up. Of course, the big game at Winnipeg on Sunday, October the 6th. And then Winnipeg here at BC Place Stadium on October the 11th. Then they travel to Regina for a game on Sunday, October the 20th. Then they're in Edmonton on October the 27th. And then they close out the regular season at home to the Ottawa Roughriders on November the 1st. Homer Jordan. And it was Mel Bird, number 10, getting into the Saskatchewan Roughriders backfield to put the initial stop on Homer Jordan.
A little bit surprised at that. You know, you're sitting there with a 33-9 lead and bring a safety blitz.
3:06 remaining to play in the game. BC Lions in front of Saskatchewan. On 2nd and 19. Jordan dumps it off. Danny Ferdinand got the ball, but the moment he made the reception, Jackson was over there to make the stop.
You have to be impressed with the BC Lion defense with a 33-9 lead. They only rushed 4 guys that time, and I mean Parker and Klassen and Hebler, they were coming. They're just forcing him out of the pocket a little bit too easy. Third and 20. What are you going to do? You need 20. Don't mess around with 10. Let's throw it to the end zone.
Jordan gets it away. And it's incomplete. There was nobody within 20 yards of that football.
Well,
3 BC Lions, but no White Sweat.
all we said was throw it to the end zone. We didn't know if any receiver was going to show up, but might as well go for it. That's all right. Throw it down there.
That's what Jocko was obviously saying. But nothing to lose. Might as well see if we can get this offense generating some points. Because they're certainly going to need lots of points in the days to come.
They're only averaging 21 points per game in the first 11, and this is going to lower it some more.
First and 10 Lions on their own 27. Van Jenkins just shy of the 30-yard line. Al Johns over to make the stop. Darnell Flash, what a game he has had for the BC Lions. A couple of fumble recoveries, an interception to boost his league-leading total to 8.
Well, you know, that entire defense, they're only giving up 16 points a game. They've given up 9 tonight. Darnell says, I'll just lay down here and rest.
You're on camera, Darnell. Smile. Just over 2 minutes to play. 2nd and 7 Lions on their own 30. Watson sending that for Merv Fernandez. Threw it behind him. Fernandez had already made his cut after the ball was thrown.
Yeah, Merv goes down. The wide receiver, in this case, Fernandez, is going to go down. Now, he has to make a decision once he turns in. Is it the first slot, or if it's not, then he keeps going across the field till he finds the open area. He thought it was the hole over. A little bit further toward the middle. The quarterback thought the other way, and that's why it was thrown behind him. That's the decision that you hope your quarterback and receiver are on the same page. If they see the same thing, happens to every team. You just don't want it happening too often.
And that brings on Louis Casaglia, who has 21 points in tonight's game. A booming punt taken at the 30-yard line by Tony Dennis. Gets out to the 36. Where Saskatchewan will scrimmage first and 10 with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining to play. Surprises me. BC Lions have had trouble putting points on the board in their last 4 or 5 games, but they're maintaining that average. Certainly the Lions offense has been stymied until they broke out of a long slump against Montreal, and now a couple of touchdown passes tonight, one to Pankratz and one to Fernandez. Homer Jordan over the head, intended for Craig Ellis. Jordan is good on 8 on 13 passes for 49 yards. Came on in relief of Joe Paupau. Engineered the Saskatchewan Roughriders' only touchdown in the game, but it's been the same old story for the Roughriders. They just haven't been able to sustain a consistent offense when they need it.
Well, that's about all there is to say. That's the name of the game.
Second and 10, and Elgard was wide open, but he fell down as he looked back at Homer Jordan. Had he been able to stay on his feet, he probably could have got that one. Well, it's been that kind of a night for the Saskatchewan quarterbacks, both Pow Pow and Homer Jordan.
Turnovers have been the name of the game. They are what turned the tide to BC's favor, and the Lions took advantage of it as a good team should.
Joey McGrath get this punt away from his own 25-yard line. 1:41 to play. A low snap, fielded by McGrath. Good high spiral punt. Be taken by Darnell Clash at his own 33. Clash trying to find some running room and gets back to the 30-yard line. Glenn Suter, good downfield coverage on the part of Suter to make the stop on Darnell Clash. Always dangerous on the punt return.
Glenn Suter's done a good job for Saskatchewan playing at that safety position, and another Simon Fraser boy. I saw the sign over there tonight, welcome home Suter, and same thing happened to that sign that happened to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. It's now in two pieces. It just got crushed tonight, that's for sure.
First and 10 Lions. Ball at their own 32-yard line. John Henry White all the way out to the 45. John Henry White came into this game with only 75 yards rushing on 34 carries. Has not been used all that much by the Lions this year, mostly as blocking back.
Melbert's
running a key man.
Melbert's not thirsty, is he?
No. John Henry again. And Eddie Lowe over to make the stop for the Riders. 1:03 to play. And the BC Lions fairly content to keep the ball on the ground, use up as much time as possible. Not that they have to worry about protecting the lead. 33-9.
Well, when you stand on the sidelines and you're losing 33-9, you don't think the clock will ever run out.
Less than a minute to play now. Carlton Watson gives to John Henry again, who's been the workhorse in this drive. Bernard King over to make the tackle for the Riders.
Let's see if they go block the punt.
Well, that'd give him a boost.
Go block it. Let's go.
Get that light on, Scott. Happy birthday, Mom. Happy 21st birthday.
Rick Klassen. Happy 21st. I'm sure it wasn't his mother. Maybe. BC Lions conversing. I don't know what they're talking about. Probably where to go after the game.
I don't know what the holdup was. I guess somebody called timeout. Timeout, Saskatchewan. There's got 43 seconds. They're either going to return it or block it, get it down and score again. See what happens. 48-yard average. Good.
Yep. Booms that one to the right side, and it goes out of bounds as Fields watches it cross the 12-yard line. And Pasaglia gets a chorus of Lulu as he makes his way out the field. Just a reminder for Rough Rider fans, October the 4th is Western Day at Taylor Field as the Riders host Calgary. Everyone is asked to dress Western and wear a cowboy hat. The BC Lions have a big annual gentleman's dinner coming up Thursday, October the 10th at the Hyatt Regency. Guest speakers, Merlin Olsen and Joe Piscopo. They will also introduce the BC Lions all-time team. Ronnie.
Well, this program is copyrighted strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or exhibition in whole or in part without the express written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited.
Homer Jordan electing to run this himself as the clock winds down. That's exactly what the BC Lions would like Homer Jordan and company to do, is run out the clock. 23 seconds remaining to play. 33-9. BC Lions on top. The Lions about to move into sole possession of first place in the Western Division. 2 points up on Winnipeg. Lions will have 20 after this game. Winnipeg 18, Edmonton 14, Saskatchewan 8, and Calgary 4. And of course, Ron and I will be in Calgary tomorrow for the Stampeders game against Hamilton. Homer Jordan complete to Craig Ellis. Ellis being pursued by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 BC Lions. That's one of the things the Lions do exceptionally well.
They close that football, like right there. When he had the ball, regardless of which way he turned, there was an orange jersey. One in front and one on either side. There's just nowhere to go. Take it, hit the deck. Let's wind up throwing down the field. Let's see if this Henderson can run, and let's just see how far we can throw it.
Tracy Henderson comes to the bottom of your screen. Homer Jordan back to pass. Fires long, and that time he was looking for number 80, Michael Alarms. Incomplete. The gun goes to end the game. The BC Lions have their 10th win of this CFL season and move into sole possession of first place in the Western Division with 20 points, 2 in front of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Edmonton is next with 14, as we mentioned. Then it's Saskatchewan with 8 and Calgary with 4. But the story in this game had to be turnovers. There were 8 on the part of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And the BC Lions, ever the optimists, turned those turnovers into a couple of touchdowns, and the rest was the talented toe of Louis Passagia.
Well, looking at it from a Saskatchewan side, when you come into a ball game against the top team in the league, you have to play well, and you have to take it to them. They didn't. They turned it over and made it quite easy for the BC Lions, but as a good football team, as we said earlier, they will take advantage of any opportunity, and they did that tonight.
Don Matthews, the head coach of the BC Lions, is on the sidelines.